Good morning, good evening. Welcome back to After Dark with Books whenever you're watching this. I'm Amanda.
I'm Melissa. I'm having technical difficulties over here, but good morning.
Good morning. Today we are going to be doing another Onyx Storm chapter recap of chapters 23 through 28. But
Yes,
before we get into our chapters recap, Melissa went and got a tattoo.
I did. I am starting my tattoo, my sleeve on my left arm. I pretty much have my right arm covered. We still have like a few little spots, but
Mm-hmm.
I went and got some dragons. Yes, you heard me, dragons. Not going to be able to see it very well. I will try to pop up a picture right here
Okay, cool.
so you could see it, but they are three little micro. They're not micro. He made them a little bit bigger dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have a piece of like a castle. So, like the dragons, it'll look like the dragons are flying into the castle.
Oh,
So,
like Castle Basgiath.
probably something like that. I told him that I want something dark fantasy mixed with fantasy, so we're gonna put some creatures in there. And then I said I was like, I'm only gonna do a half sleeve. We're gonna end up doing a whole sleeve, but no color. It's just gonna be black and gray. I don't want any color on my left arm. I don't want too much color because my whole right arm is colored.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I had to get the dragons because of Fourth Wing. Come on.
Yeah,
I can't believe
yeah.
I did that, but I really enjoy that series, and I want to get something for the Agatar series too. I want to get like the mountain with like the three stars. I want to get something like that too to
Yeah, I
maybe
still
add.
haven't read that series yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get
It's a
there.
so far I'm on book five, and it is because with Hoopla there's two parts,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm in the first part of the book,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm almost done with it, and it's so far it's pretty good. You
Yeah, I'll
gotta
get
read
there.
it.
I'll get there. I'm starting the Zodiac Academy. Well, I just finished book one, so I'll go into book two.
Yep, I finished book three. Finally finished book three after how many months?
Ah, yeah.
So, and then I'm going to start the prequels because I wasn't going to read it that way, but I guess I'm going to have to so I don't spoil it for myself.
Good. Good.
So, yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Chapters 23 to 28, Onyx Storm.
All right. Let's see. We're looking at notes. If you see us looking this way, we're looking at notes because there's no way in hell we were going to remember all of that.
Yeah, that's why it took me a little bit longer to finish because I did all the notes.
Thanks, Amanda, because me over here, me writing notes, no, because I listen to it and I'm not going to be stopping and be like typing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, all right. So, chapter 23, they are traveling into the town of Horseback. Horseback.
No, they're going through the town on horseback.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I remember they did have to ride horses because there was someone that has never ridden a horse before. I just don't remember who it was. There was somebody,
I, I
right?
don't. Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Violet.
Mm-hmm. That hasn't ridden a horse, and then it's Riddick was having a hard time.
Yeah, having a hard time riding the horses.
I think it was him.
I think. Yeah, I think you might be right.
I think it was Riddick that's never ridden a horse before. Now, personally, I've only ridden a horse once in my life, and I was scared to death because I don't like heights. So I might have to agree with Riddick. But if he's afraid of heights, he shouldn't be flying with his dragon.
I know we see a lot of Riddick being funny and goofy and serious.
I really like his character. Um, the guy, have you been seeing it going around the ones that they're trying to cast as Zayden? I think he would be cast as Riddick.
The soccer player,
I think it's a soccer player.
where you see videos of him and he's doing this.
Maybe we might be getting this different character actor mixed
Okay.
up, but the one that I seen, I think he would play Riddick more than he would play, or even Bodhi, he would play, but not Zayden.
Yeah.
So, and then You also put in the notes question Zayden asked Dane, and everyone was confused.
I don't remember what the question was, but I know that they're talking about riding horses and all that. And then Kat comes along and starts talking about how different Zayden is with Violet compared to when they
Oh,
were
because they
together.
don't know. They don't know that he's Venom
No,
because only right now the only ones that know is Violet. Does
Brandon.
Brody know? Brody knows.
I think Brody knows, and I think now Violet's brother knows too because he's been spending a lot of time
Hmm.
there, and he's trying to help him figure out a cure for the venom.
Yeah, there better be a cure. There better be a freaking or whatever cure.
Yeah, there for our when we finish our chapters recaps, I have another part of notes that I keep adding when I see stuff of
Hmm.
conspiracy theories of
There's a
how
lot.
there is and how people are dissecting this book. I mean, like really going back to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, things that we might have missed that I
Hmm.
put in there. Yeah,
The covers. The covers.
you saw
They are
that?
a freaking spoiler. I didn't even think about it. If you let me grab it. Let me grab them. Let's see. Oh, I don't have the original. But okay, so you see Onyx Storm. It's black and silver. Then you see Iron Flame, Venom, because of the red right here.
Yes.
Crazy. And then Fourth Wing. Well,
Which I didn't really get the Fourth Wing one.
I don't
Yeah.
get the Fourth Wing one. This is the one I have, and the other one I have is Bedazzled. So I don't understand the regular Fourth Wing
Uh
one,
huh.
but the second one, I didn't even put two and two together. Hello, it's telling us right here, Venom.
Oh, and then really quick, I'll put this in here. I got a comment on one of our videos, and it's alleged that she's not going to take 2 years to write book four. She's taking a break to write a contemporary, but it won't be 2 years to get book four. I don't know what the estimate date is for book four, but it won't be 2 years.
Oh, thank God. I hope that's true because we can't wait 2 years. I need to know now. Like, yeah, now
Yeah,
of what's going on. Because
definitely.
this is crazy. It's crazy.
Now, chapter 24 is about when they enter that bookstore, and it's an old lady, and I think they're all related, and they get into like a fight, kind of like a fight, and then the
Yeah.
old lady comes down, and this is where it gets kind of funny, but not funny because the old lady's like, wait a minute, your dad has been in here, and
And
he
I was like, wait a minute, how? I was like thrown back from that too. I'm like, why was the dad here? This is where he got the stuff to fix Violet, right? When the mom was pregnant,
I think
or
so, but these are where more books come into play. We have more books, no answers. So they're
Mhm.
talking to Violet, and I guess the father was describing Dane, who was going to marry Violet, and
Mhm.
she's like, wow, you look just like how, Asher, I think that's his name, was described you to, marry, Violet in the future. And Zayden's face I could picture was like,
Shut
no
up, dude.
fucking way.
Like, fuck you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, cause no, I thought it pictured Zayden.
No, it was Dane. I think it was Dane. I could be wrong. I may have to go back, but I'm most certain that it was Dane who
Oh, I
was.
could have sworn it was Zayden that that the dad was picturing. Huh. I don't know. It's been a while. I mean, not a while. It hasn't been that long. But when you're into like a different books, like Agatar and Zodiac, you know, I kind of forget the other ones. So I
But
apologize.
it also said that Violet's dad couldn't trust Dean either. So I don't know what that was entailed. I don't know if maybe they were talking about Dane or maybe he was describing the prince, Hayden.
Maybe, hopefully, we'll get. Maybe they'll go back, go more into detail in the fourth book, um, to get more answers because there's a lot of things that are unanswered in Onyx Stormed.
Yeah, like something would pop up and then something would, okay, then they would talk about something else. Like the prince. I think it was the prince. She had to tell the truth about the prince to unlock the books.
Yes.
And the truth was he was sleeping with one of the professors. That's why Violet broke up with him. Um,
Mm-hmm. He cheated.
and And Dane goes, I would have loved to hit him, and Zayden's like, I still might,
Technical difficulties.
I still might hit him for hurting and breaking Violet's heart.
Mm-hmm. Uh, it's it's just so many unanswered.
25 is spicy, so have at it. Chapter 25 was a little spicy because where they're at, there's no magic.
Yes, and he's like, there was no magic, but there was no magic, right?
Right.
How come Violet could still talk to Taryn, communicate with Taryn? How come Zayden pulled from the earth and there was no magic?
Mm-hmm.
How is he doing that? How is she doing that and there's no magic? But no one else could do it.
Right.
That was my question when they were there on that island or wherever they were. How the hell were you pulling? And how are you communicating with Taryn?
Yeah, and her and Zayden are talking about, she's determined to find a cure here while they're here in Diwali. I think that's how you say the island name.
I think so.
And I think Zayden was um torn that she was gonna leave him once she found out he
You
was
said
been
torn, right?
torn. Yeah.
Girl, you don't even know what I thought you just said. I thought you said porn. I was like, what the hell?
Well, basically, that's what chapter 25 is. Basically, porn. I mean, they release their aggressions because they haven't had any in 6 weeks. I guess that's what she
Yeah,
said.
they haven't had really any interaction because he pretty much is afraid. And okay, I'm kind of jumping off the subject just a little bit, but not really.
Hmm.
Doesn't this kind of remind you of? Wait, did you read the Twilight?
Hmm.
Okay, isn't it kind of giving you Twilight vibes a little bit, like when Bella was human and Edward and she wanted to sleep with him and she couldn't because he's a vampire and he didn't want to hurt her. This kind of give me that vibe.
Now, you remember in Twilight, I don't remember what book it was or what movie it was, when they finally did.
It's when they got. It was before. It was after they got married, and they were in on the Esme Island. Trust me, I know because I Twilight fan up over here. So
Well, she got pregnant right away.
she did, and she called Rosemary, Rosalie. She's
Hmm.
like, Rosalie, I'm gonna need your help. I know.
Now, I know there are some theories because I did mention 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And Violet's been acting like really dizzy, really lightheaded, a
Did
couple of
she think she's
times.
pregnant?
I don't know. I don't know. But I know a couple of times I've noticed she's been lightheaded. Dean and Zayden and like, hey, do you need to sit down? Do you need some rest? She's like, no, I'm overworked. Yes, I know that she's overworked. She's
Mm-hmm.
overexerting herself with this cure, trying to find Ariadna's kind.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
But no, they did do stuff at Baskaya.
Not really. No, I mean, fiddle
He
around.
grabbed her.
Yeah, they grabbed, but there was no like,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
it was like Well, okay, they were interrupted. In the beginning, they tried to at Best Guys, but they were interrupted. A knock came at the door, and everybody's standing at the door like, are you
What y'all?
okay? Are
You
you
all right?
okay? Because
You all
some
right?
people know, I can't remember who it is that knows.
I want to say it's Imogene. Obviously, yeah. Imogene has. Yeah, Imogene. I think it's Brody and right. Um.
Imogene. I think those are the only two that know as of right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah,
Because
because
later
the other ones
on,
don't know yet.
not even the sister knows yet.
Ooh, excuse me, guys.
Mm-hmm.
No, no one
Mm-hmm.
knows but them. But that could be a possibility. She could be pregnant.
Yeah, and then so Violet and Zayden are talking about being there and just giving up everything at Best Guys
Yeah,
and
because he
staying.
said when it or something in the lines, kind of like, wouldn't it be nice to just, or was it Violet, or I don't remember who said it, but to stay there because there's
Hmm.
no magic. But again, there has to be something going on because she can communicate with Taryn and he can pull from the earth there.
Right, and that's when I think it was Violet who says, "Well, I wish we can stay here, but they can't because it's doing something to the
The
dragons."
dragons.
I
It can,
don't.
yeah, because it was like harmful for the dragons because there wasn't any magic.
And they're not being able to, like you said, it's only
Communicate.
communicate. Only Violet can, which it,
Yeah, that's still a little odd to me.
yeah, yeah. So chapter 26.
Let's
And this
see.
is where they're getting spicy and then they get rudely interrupted because the prince has just caused a ruckus. He's stolen some shit that was his, but now he wants to take it back. And um the queen, now I don't know if it's a queen or king because every time I read this part or I read about this king or this queen, they I don't know if it's like a typo error in the book.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't pay attention to that because honestly, I don't think I sat and read along with this. I just listened to it. So I didn't
Right.
see this part.
So, the queen has a knife to the prince Aiden's,
Mhm.
and she's pissed off that he's stolen, or he's stolen from him or her, and they slam a knife through his hand. And I
Mhm.
saw that shit with my brain. I saw that knife go through him, and I saw him scream like a little bitch. And then the queen or king says that you've stolen six treasures of mine. And he goes, no, that's mine. It belongs to my family.
Mhm.
So the king slash queen says, all right, it's dessert time. I don't know if anybody's ever saw Indiana Jones. Maybe I'm just that old. But remember, or like the olden times when they bring out desserts and it's kind of like a lid on top of a plate.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay. All
you pull it up.
right. Well, this scene right here, everybody lifts the head, the plate, the hood off, and it's Princess Hayden's guard's head. It's his head. It's the guard's head.
Ew. Why
Mm-hmm.
did I not remembering this part of the book?
Yeah.
I
It.
don't remember this part of the book. And I read it.
Well, maybe because you've got so many books going on too. Like you went through uh Onyx Storm because everybody wanted to get through it to find out, okay, is there going to be a cure?
What
What
I need, as soon as the audiobook is cast, I need to go back and listen with the cast. I need
I
to
think
hear
I
it
will
again.
too, to get a different aspect because I would love to actually hear Zayden talk throughout the book instead of the ending of the book.
I know that's what I need to hear because I'm so used to the cast. I want to be able to hear all of their voices.
And I think that ending, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody right now, but I think that ending where he's talking to Sigel, and their two voices come together because it really wasn't giving like two voice vibes.
Hmm.
So maybe it would be a little bit more dramatic, more.
Maybe. And then like the that part of it, like a more dramatic scene and this and that. Cause
I think everybody's getting spoiled with these dramatic full cast
hmm
sound effects of
yep.
audiobooks
Because
instead
I
of.
just and it really the narration of the book just made it flop for me. I might change my star status after I hear the cast because by listening to the narrator, that what makes the book. If the narrator sucks, the book's gonna suck. It doesn't matter, in my opinion.
I haven't even reviewed it. I haven't even given it stars
Oh, I
yet.
gave it 3.5 stars just because I hated the narration of it.
Yeah, and usually I don't have problems with narrators, but this one I went back and forth. Am I going to
Yeah.
listen to it? Am I going to read it? Listen to it, read it. I had a hard time. I was going back and forth with
Hmm.
it.
Yeah,
So,
I just no. That's why I got 3.5 stars for me. It could change though. It really could change. Just we need the cast version. So we shall see.
so chapter 26. So that's when all that craziness happens, and then everybody starts attacking because the prince's guards head was
Idiot.
cut. Yes, the idiot. And then the guards attack, and Violet describes Zayden's eyes as being onyx, black.
Yes.
And I Zayden's eyes turn red, and he feels ashamed. I think they turn red for a split second. Again, there's
It,
no
because
power.
I think because he was like losing himself right there and I kind of remember the scene like she was saying like come back, come on, come on, come on, come on, and then they turned back to this onyx or no, not onyx, I'm sorry, like an amber color or something. But yeah, that's the thing. Where the hell is he getting his power from if he can't? If there's no magic there, something is
Right.
not right. Something.
No, and he feels like shit because his eyes turn for a split
Hmm.
second. But
And she was
Vi-
trying to get his eyes to turn back before anyone else seen.
yeah, so she grabs him. She's like, calm down, calm down. But
Hmm.
I get it. They were being attacked. They were gonna die.
Hmm.
So, I guess Violet gives the king Iordana's eggshell, which that kind of confused me in the beginning because I'm like, egg? Did she lay an egg? Because I couldn't, it didn't say eggshell
Yeah,
until
I
this
didn't
chapter.
understand that either at first. I'm like, huh?
Did she have a baby somewhere that I didn't know about? But then they
Hmm.
specified in chapter 27 that she, for a peace offering, they gave the king the eggshell to show
Hmm.
proof that there is another kind.
Yeah. And let's see. And then, oh, Brody gives Violet the serum for the antidote. So Brody knows. So Brody, I figured that he would know too. Um,
Yes, but that antidote and that serum are for two different things. See, I thought it was for Zayden. It's
for
not.
who?
It's not for Zayden. I thought it was that Brody was helping him, maybe giving him a drug to calm him down, maybe suppress the venom, but it's not. It's for something else to come in the future, which I didn't even understand when I read this whole part.
God.
Yes, it's for something else, and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. I'll give you a hint of where it comes from. Chocolate cake. If nobody's read the
Oh
book,
shit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Yes.
mhm.
That part.
Yes,
The
that's
chocolate.
where that comes into play, and I don't understand
But
why
he doesn't um it,
they don't figure that out until later on. Now, maybe there's something said in the beginning that I missed,
mhm.
but it doesn't specify what that serum and concoction was
Hopefully
until.
it will explain in like maybe in book 4. I don't because I don't hear I didn't they didn't explain anything about that serum. I honestly thought it was helping Zayden suppressed.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because Brody comes up to her and he goes, "Here, I got the antidote and I got the serum for you." That was it. Nothing else said more of it. And I was like, "Well, I wonder if that's for Zayden because it didn't specify."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
Yeah.
why a lot of people gave this book so many mixed reviews because it would spit out something and then it would go to something different. It wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
specify unless these are like Easter eggs that
And
we didn't
panic
catch.
because I did hear that Rebecca likes to plant Easter eggs
Mm-hmm.
throughout the book and stuff.
Yes.
And I'm the problem. I don't get it half of the time.
It takes me a minute. Like if I see someone say it, I'm like, oh, okay, now that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes sense.
Now I see it, but I
But
didn't
when
see
I'm
it.
reading at first, it depends. I'm like, eh?
Like the whole egg thing. I'm like, Ardana's egg. That was in like chapters way ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and then it explains here's the eggshell.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't specify.
Yeah. So at first I didn't I didn't get it either because I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what? So
Ugh. I hope book four is a little bit better with the details. I hope it's not like dragged out. I felt like this one was a little dragged out.
it was boring at the beginning. It didn't start getting good until towards the towards the end. Um, yeah, towards the end.
Um, so now we are on chapter 28 where Violet is back telling Riddick and that Caitlin wanted it to keep Violet and Xaden to use them as their weapons. So the king wanted to keep Violet and Xaden there on the island.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and I really like Riddick how he's like and it's crazy because not all the others went with them, which is weird. Like what is her friend's name?
Uh,
Ryan.
they call
Yeah,
her I don't
didn't
remember the first name.
they didn't go with them,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird. Maybe they didn't want to take a whole bunch when they hurried up and left.
Maybe because yeah, she didn't go. She stayed back.
So, and then chapter 28, right? So wants to keep Violet.
I'm
So
sorry.
Salone wants to help Violet, and but Violet doesn't want her being at risk.
Mm-hmm.
So they return back to Violet or Zayden's home, and his eyes are no longer red. But Violet senses something's very different.
Yep.
Violet and her crew get ready to leave, but they won't be coming back right away until they find whatever's kind. And they are forced to take. Now, this is funny. Riddick makes fun of the prince. And he's like, do we have to take Prince Pumpus with us?
That I remember that, and then they ended up taking
His brother,
his
Alark,
brother.
Ark, or whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm.
to
They didn't even know. I think the brother didn't even know why they took him in the first place.
right, because of his. Yeah, you're right, because of the whole temper thing, and he
Mm-hmm.
can't make deals.
No, he can't make decisions and deals. He always messes up things.
And this is where chapter 28 is where they talk about where Brody gives Violet a serum and an antidote.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused on it too.
So that's 23 to 28? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
23 to 28. That's the recap of where it really doesn't say a lot and it says a little.
Yeah. So we'll know. Well, I guess we'll know in our future chapters. What is it? 29 through 36.
Yes, but like I said, I felt like throughout the whole book it was like like little pieces were thrown and then it wasn't discussed anymore.
No, there was a lot of unanswered questions, and like I said, the book was boring. But yeah,
I guess we'll have to continue with another recap.
we shall. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks again so much for watching and listening to us on all the platforms. If you're not following us, I'll make sure to have everything listed down in the description box down below. And thanks again, and we'll see you next week on our next episode.
Bye.
Bye.